Hey everybody, this is Clint Arthur, and I am joined on Skype by someone who is so special. You really have created a special place in my heart and in Allie's heart and in the hearts of just countless magic messengers in our community. And the reason for this Skype meeting today is because I am going to let you in on a little secret. You are officially the very first person to be inducted into the Celebrity Entrepreneurs Guild Hall of Fame. And I am bestowing this award on you because of your outstanding work as a magic messenger and
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. And it is partly due to the number of appearances that you have made. You have set the standard, the threshold. And the standard is now 60 appearances. Okay? If a person achieves 60 appearances, they qualify for consideration in the Celebrity Entrepreneurs Guild Hall of Fame. And how many have you done?
61.
Aha! Perfection. But then it's not just in numbers, it's also about quality. And, it has long been my assertion that if you just do enough local TV appearances, you will get on the bigger shows, the top 10 shows, even national shows. So what are some of the top 10 markets in which you have appeared, Joyce?
Well, the Today Show, of course,
Nice.
which was actually filmed in Atlanta. There's no substitute for being at the right place in the right time.
We're going to get into that one and how you made that happen. But what about the top 10 markets?
I believe in the law of attraction. I live it. And I believe I attracted that. So I'll take credit for that. I've been on Atlanta and Company in Atlanta. I've been on TV in Phoenix and San Diego, and I was a regular on WUSA Great Day Washington.
And all of this has occurred over the past decade?
No, over the past 19 months.
19 months since you attended Celebrity Launchpad in April of 2015 in Atlanta.
It was actually February to March.
Oh, yeah, end of February.
Maybe it was 20 months then, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us about what was your life like before and then what happened to flip the switch and produce these kinds of results for you since February of 2015?
Well, my life was fine before, and I realized that there is no substitute for being on television. I mean, it's why I think Donald Trump got elected, because he knows how to work the media. It's all about celebrity. And if you can do what it takes to become a celebrity, that's going to have an effect not only to help you get booked, but it will also have an effect on your entire life. Now, I've been a professional speaker for more than 20 years. And so I'm accustomed to speaking in front of audiences, but I was not very accustomed to the whole way that you have to be on television and you have to interact with hosts and memorize a script. And that was all really new for me. However, one of the things I learned at Celebrity Launchpad was do what Clint says. I didn't do that easily. I must share with everybody, I did resist it for a short time, but it didn't take me long at all to realize that Clint has been there and done that, and he knows what it takes to get booked, to come across on television as really, really sparkling and electric and charismatic, because you, my friend Clint, have been there and done that, and you've done it more than 60 times yourself.
I have. I've now counted up 76 appearances. I wish I had a coach like me, but I don't. So
Well, if you're interested in a coach, I can certainly reciprocate.
Well, thank you very much.
sometime.
Now, you have been doing a lot of rehearsing and teaming up, not on your own, but with other magic messengers. Talk to me about that and the influence that that has had on your performances and on your success.
There's another magic messenger whom I have never met in person, and he was not on my celebrity launch pad that I took. So different guy, different session, right? And he's only been on television a handful of times, in spite of the fact that I have done my best to coach him and to support him in making the phone calls and doing what it takes. But he has been wonderful for me because he's a former broadcaster.
Yep.
And he is really good at knowing what it takes to be good on television. And so we have worked together. Every time I'm going to be doing a new script, I'll call him and I'll say, would you be willing to do this for me? And now we're down to about a half an hour, 45 minutes with a new script. And pretty much I know, I have it. I have the model. I have the pattern. It's kind of a muscle and vocal memory.
Yes.
So I know what it takes to be good on television. And so I have worked. His name is, by the way, Thomas Wakefield.
Yay, Wakefield.
And he's the author of a book called Inspired to Vote.
When I met Wakefield, that book was just an idea. And I'm like, hey, Wakefield, you write that book and you're going to get on TV. So that's where that book came from. And he has gone on TV a number of times with it. But let me ask you the question. Why do you think he actually went to the Celebrity Launchpad right before yours. He went to like January of 2015.
Okay.
Or November of 2015 in LA. One of those two.
Okay.
Why do you think you have had so many appearances and he has not?
I think it's all about intention and motivation.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about, I have held the intention that I was going to make this work. The investment for me to do Celebrity Launchpad was not insignificant.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And that, I think, was a motivating factor for me to really make it work. Now, it was not only the investment in Celebrity Launchpad, but it was also the investment in being a platinum member.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that was what I felt like was what it would take to really launch me into being a television personality. And I have been. And pretty much anywhere I go now, I can get on television. I'm going to be, I was just, I think way earlier this month, I was in Amherst, Massachusetts doing a speaking engagement for an association. And the closest television station was West Springfield. And so I called the guy and I said, I'm going to be in your area. I've done over 50 television appearances in the last 18 months. Or 19 months, and I'd love to be on your morning show. And he said, well, it's pretty late. And I said, I've been trying to reach you for weeks. And he said, well, you've got me now. However, Joyce, the challenge is we're already fully booked for all the slots on that particular day that you're available. However, we can record you for later airing. And I said, great. Which of my 4 segments would you like to record? And he said, we'd like to record all 4.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, great, terrific. And I said, I guess that means I'll go from 57 to 61.
Perfect.
And so that's what happened.
That's perfect. And was that ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox?
I believe it was NBC because I think they're a sister station with KXAN.
So when you walk into a TV station these days, say in Washington, D.C. or Austin, Texas, where you live.
And I've been a regular on both of those for several months.
How does it feel now when you walk into one of those TV stations?
I feel like, I'm kind of home. I'm very relaxed. I have all the butterflies flying in formation, which is the way it's supposed to be.
That's good, yeah.
And I'm I'm ready to give it my best.
When we first met and talked about you attending Celebrity Launchpad and the possibility of that working for you, what did you think?
I was apprehensive a little bit because the way that you do it with the pitching was a little bit different for me than anything that I had done before. And I was confident in a way that I would be able to do it, but I wasn't 100% sure that I would be able to do it the way you wanted me to do it. And that was a learning experience for me. And I'm still learning how to talk faster. You know, I believe that we're becoming what we will be becoming.
Mm-hmm.
And life's a process, and I'm still learning how to talk fast enough.
Good. Well, you seem to be doing a lot better, really.
Thanks.
What have been the other impacts on your life? Like, let's talk about, your appearance.
I feel like I look younger.
I think you do.
I feel like the excitement and the ego stimulus of it makes me look younger. I hallucinate, to use a Tony Robbins term, that I look significantly younger than my actual age. And you'll be kind enough not to ask my actual age, I'm sure. And I have a very big birthday that's scheduled for next February where my whole family's going to get together in Palm Springs. And of course, I'm going to be pitching the Palm Desert stations.
Great.
To be on TV there.
Yeah, they're very receptive. Speaking of your family, what's been your family's response to the work that you've been doing? Because it's work, right? I mean,
my grandchildren see me on television. My daughter, right, was watching TV one morning, and then and my sister was too, and all of a sudden there I am on the Today Show. Or I was on television on the nightly news in San Francisco, the segment that I did for the Today Show, and there I am, and she says, "That's my mom," and my sister said, "Oh my God, that's my sister."
Has there been any change in them since that happened?
Not really. Well, my sister was going through her own health issues, and we certainly had a wonderful time together in Mazatlan recently. I just got back actually from Mexico a few days ago.
And what about your grandchildren? How do they feel about it?
They couldn't believe that was their grandmother on television. That's Grandma Joyce. She's there. And one of the people who I had come with me to the station, she calls herself an outlaw from me, which means that she is my daughter's mother-in-law. And she lives in Las Vegas. So I had her come to the station with me the last time I was on television, and she really enjoyed being there. That's a fun perk that we can give others if we're traveling around and other people have either hosted us to stay there overnight, or this is just a friend or a colleague, and you'd like to do a nice thing for them. You allow them to come to the station with you. And sometimes, they're even willing to pick you up and bring you to the station if they have a car.
Very nice. So how does it feel for you to be seen this way by your family members?
Well, of course it feels good. And yet, I'm still me. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to appear that my ego has now grown so large that it fills the room. And I want them, I still want to be a real person, not this icon. So, it's a very interesting balancing act. When I first was named USA Today's First Road Warrior of the Year, I understood what it was going to mean in terms of my future and my career and everything. But I don't think my sister did. And my sister got really tired of hearing about it and told me so. And so I had to back off a little bit. And that's why I've been super careful about not being too overly demonstrative with, be sure to watch me on TV.
Yeah. So that's a very good point. And I don't know, I want to make sure that you get this because it was one of my big takeaways this year in some of the platinum and titanium coaching that I was doing. I was talking with Kim Curtis, and what came out of that conversation was that celebrities like you and me, and it's not an ego thing, it is just a business thing. This is a marketing endeavor that we're doing to enhance our careers. It's work.
Yeah.
We're no different than we were, except for the fact that we go on a lot of TV shows. That's it. And we use these TV shows to raise people's opinions of who we are and what we can do, and hopefully elevate our status in their eyes. So, so make a long story short, what we came up.
I think it does, by the way. I think it does elevate people's status in terms of business and in terms of our lives, of course.
And we'll talk about that some more. But what we came up with Kim Curtis is that celebrities need to be extra nice.
Oh, yes.
It's very important. So as number one, not to come off as egotistical or jerks. And number two, not to intimidate people. Because a lot of people, when they meet certainly a superstar, when you meet a big superstar, someone who everyone knows, like Donald Trump or even like Melanie Griffith, okay?
I met Kiefer Sutherland the other night.
You met Kiefer Sutherland the other night?
Yes.
Did you get a selfie?
He was on his way to New York. We were in LA at the airport. He flew at he took the red eye, I think. And he was on his way to New York to do all of the TV appearances that he did just before Designated Survivor. And he was just so tired and wiped out. I'm sure he had been doing these TV appearances all day. And he's done a wonderful job, I think, with that role. I've really enjoyed watching him in that role.
Did you speak to him?
I did.
And was he nice?
He was very nice.
Very nice. Did you get a selfie photo with him?
I did not, because he just wasn't up for it. He said, "I'm really sorry, but I'm exhausted."
Okay. Well, you asked though.
I did.
That's all you can do. Okay, very good. But
I did get one with Kenny G when I was on my way back from Hong Kong.
That's good. That's good. But the point is that we have to be extra nice.
Yeah.
So as to put ourselves out in the best light possible and avoid negative PR that could come from inadvertently being rude or just not being nice enough. You really have to be extra nice. But this is work, and this was an investment for you in your career. And this has been something that you have put a lot of effort into and that has changed your marketing. And what has been the impact of this marketing on the career?
I do find that when people find out that I have been on television, that changes their attitude toward me. I think it puts me in a slightly different category in terms of consideration. And I'm hoping that a proposal that I'm going to be sending to the government of one of the provinces in Yukon will make a difference to them as well.
Good. So how about your speaking engagements? Have you been getting more speaking engagements since you started doing this?
Yes, I've been getting more consideration, certainly, than I did before. I've been traveling so much that I haven't been pushing it in marketing, enough. But yes, I would say it's had a very positive effect on my career.
Very good. And what about in your relationship with your spouse? Has it had any impact on that?
Oh, he loves seeing me on TV. He just loves it. But he's always been my biggest fan.
Very good.
It's I wouldn't say that it's had a significant effect on my relationship, because our relationship has been a good one for a long time.
You're very modest. You're a modest person, and I appreciate that about you. what would be your advice to people watching this who one day would aspire to become like Joyce Gioia and hopefully achieve a fraction of what you've achieved, and or even to become members of the Hall of Fame themselves? What would you want to say to them?
I think the most important thing that you can do is to be persistent. This is not rocket science, but it takes a lot of work at times, especially to get going. And as you have noted before, momentum is very important in this. And when you are building up that momentum, it's really easy to become discouraged. And if you do, it means that you will end up abandoning all of the work that you've done up to that point. So if you're considering dropping out or stopping trying, call me and I will give you the inspiration that you need to keep going, because it's worth it. It's really worth it. Take it from me. I've been there and done that. And to have the energy, the joie de vivre that I feel now, that's slightly different than who I was 19 months ago. And I want to tell you something that I realized. I've been on television a lot in my life. In fact, I was on television in Ghana 4 times, for heaven's sake. But this is different. This is short segments. This is you smiling at your host. This is cheating out and doing all of the things that we're taught so that you can make the greatest impact and have the greatest effect to help people who are in the audience, and you will make a difference in your particular area of expertise. We can help change people's lives, whether it's having less stress or saving money or just in general enjoying life more. We, as local celebrities, can make a huge difference in people's lives. And I live to bring joy into the lives of others. And that means that every time I'm on TV, every time I can share my insights with other people, it makes me feel even better about myself.
That's why she was the first person inducted into the Hall of Fame. The generous spirit and alignment with her purpose, professional and personal, is what makes Joyce Gioia so special and so beloved by so many people in the Magic Messenger community. I want to thank you so much for taking the time. I want to congratulate you on your fantastic achievements and on this honor. And again, let me say that it has been an honor working with you, serving you, and now bestowing upon you induction into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Joyce Gioia, and congratulations to the entire Magic Messenger community for having produced an outstanding Magic Messenger. I'm Clint Arthur, and I am looking forward to seeing you on television.
This is our new best friend here, Clint Arthur.
Motivational speaker and author of Break Through Your Upper Limits on TV, Clint Arthur.
Clint delivers. He pours it on. He is all heart. And he's a total expert in this space like nobody we've ever met.
Only Clint. He's the only guy that delivers this local television station media training.
Clint Arthur, you totally rock.
Clint over-delivers, and he says it all the time. It's very true. Believe the man. He knows what he's talking about. Wow, like this is easy. This is what I'm looking for. And, you know, Clint said it would be like that. But now that we're here, I'm actually experiencing it.
If you're interested in getting your celebrity status elevated, Clint's the guy you gotta go to.
Baby, let me tell you.
My celebrity mentor, Clint Arthur.
Delivered so far beyond my wildest expectations.
Thank God for Clint Arthur. He's anointed to do this work.
Clint Arthur's a guy that you can work with. He's going to deliver on what he promises, and he by far exceeded my expectations in terms of making this happen, hooking me up, coaching me and guiding me through.
If you live as if this is going to be the last year of your life, you are going to look at everything in a much more empowered and positive way, because You'll say, oh, I have this deadline. I've got to make it happen this year.
You mentioned that that's an important thing to ask of yourself. How comfortable are you not being comfortable in your comfort zone?
Life begins where your comfort zone ends. And the more you push outside of your everyday life and your boundaries, the more you're going to grow as a person and achieve in this world and create as a legacy.
It's scary.
It can be.
That's when it's great, is when it's scary.
Clint Arthur, you're the best.
Oh,
Thanks
thank
so
you.
much for being here. We just love him.
My pleasure.
Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
The GKIC Info Marketer of the Year, Clint Arthur.